Jigawa State, police investigate bride's alleged poisoning of groom and guests. Khamis Haruna, a 29-year-old groom, hospitalized after consuming poisoned food allegedly prepared by his 14-year-old bride, revealed they had been in a relationship for 2 years prior to their marriage. The incident, which occurred on December 22, 2024, just 2 days after their wedding in Jigawa State, has sparked outrage and renewed debate on child marriage in Nigeria. Haruna recounted the events to newsmen, expressing disbelief over the betrayal. He explained that his bride's friend brought a meal of jollof spaghetti to him and his 2 friends at his tailoring shop. We had taken a few spoons when we noticed a harmful substance in the meal, Haruna said. Moments later, one of his friends, Mohammed Alfa, began experiencing severe stomach pains. The 3 men were rushed to Jahun Hospital, where Alfa tragically died. Haruna and the other friend, Isyaku Adamu, survived after receiving treatment. Haruna alleged that his young bride was coerced by her ex-lover, who provided her with the poison. "I'm shocked," Haruna said. "She never showed any signs of resentment. I thought our love was real." This incident underscores the ongoing issue of child marriage in Nigeria, particularly in northern states. Despite the Child Rights Act 2003 prohibiting marriage under 18, Jigawa State modified the act allowing such unions. Lawmakers in the state argued that maturity should be assessed on a case-by-case basis rather than a fixed legal standard. The cultural and legislative inconsistencies have made addressing child marriage and protecting children's rights increasingly challenging. Advocacy groups have called for stricter enforcement of child protection laws, citing cases like Haruna's as evidence of the potential dangers of such practices. The tragedy not only highlights the risks of child marriage, but also raises questions about the societal structures enabling it, calling for urgent action to harmonize laws and prioritize the welfare of minors.
Wow.
What are your thoughts on this story?
That young man has a few more answers. If I'm the one that will interrogate that guy, I know what to ask him. Because if you check, for that little girl to be able to go, even if he's claiming that he was the ex-lover of the girl.
I was going to come to that, why a 14-year-old has an ex-lover, but you know.
Yes. Now, if it's an ex-lover of the girl, ex-lover, how? How did the person become an ex-lover? Do you understand me? How did the person become an ex-lover of a girl at that age? And then the person also is able to have influence over her to tell her to poison this one that has married her legally, which means he's not an ex-lover.
Now let's talk about a little bit about the legality and the structures here, which was at play towards the end of the story.
No, right? Yeah, we'll get to that, but there's something I wanted to bring up from here before we now go to.
Go on.
You know, if you look at it very well, I would say that the one that gave the poison is actually the girl's lover. This one now who was affected should tell us, how did you take this girl away from her lover? Because one thing I know about ladies is when a lady walks away from a relationship, they hardly come back. They hardly come back. A guy can walk away from a relationship and after one day, he might just find out that guy, oh boy, you messed up, and he can come back and say, babe, please. But before a lady walks out, they have thought through it. You understand me? But a man can just, out of one hit of something, and just say, I'm done, I can't continue with this, and just walk away. That's why when he now realizes himself, I said, oh boy, you were too fast to have left this baby. He can't come back. But before a woman says, I'm going, she has thought through it. She has asked herself several questions. Is it the right thing to do? She has given this man ropes.
Right.
She has, tried to. Before she finally now comes to say, I no do again. You understand? So, with this right now, that young man should tell us what really transpired before he could marry this girl in question. Then secondly, talking about the underage. Me, I don't know. I still ask myself this question. I'm not an Hausa person. I'm not a Muslim. I don't understand the psychology behind marrying a 25-year-old, 30-year-old man, sometimes even 35, 40-year-old man, going for a child that is not even up to 15 years. I don't understand the psychology behind it.
Why do you think as a people we are running by two laws?
For me,
Nigeria is a secular country.
Nigeria is a secular country, but we have not. The problem we have is Great Britain. Is the UK.
Why you understand?
Why? Because if you go and look at the Nigerian Constitution very well.
What part of the Constitution?
Just go to the Nigerian Constitution. You will find out in Nigerian Constitution that if you are not very careful, you will think it's an Islamic country. I know that they are not saying it. It's not something that is open. But if you look at our Constitution, you understand me. There seems to be this tilt towards Islam. There seems to be this tilt. It's not clear. It's not something that is so. Now in our Constitution there is Sharia law. Sharia law is recognized in a country that's meant to be a secular state. Which other religion in the country is recognized is in our Constitution? But there's Sharia law. Do you understand me?
Right.
So now, given that, meaning that if I go to court now and sue you in the normal court and maybe win you, and then somebody drags me and you to a northern state that is practicing Sharia law, if the Sharia court says this, it stands. It overrides whatever you have gone to collect from the normal court. So, is this a secular state? That's what I'm talking about.
Now, the story...
For instance, I have a cousin that is serving with one of the northern states. She was telling me that there are some places in the north right now that you cannot sing Christian song. You'll be arrested and locked up. He said some persons are in prison there just because maybe they were in a keke or something and then they just exclaimed Jesus. They were just talking, and then somebody raised the alarm.